TD, welcome to the Fat Cat Podcast.
Thank you for hosting me. I appreciate that.
No, it's all good, man. So what's been going on?
Hey, nothing much except that after the competition, so we just actually trying to take things easy and enjoy the festive.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's good. Just enjoy the fest.
yes, definitely.
Any plans for Christmas?
Yeah, we just gonna go down and see our parents. So we're gonna split the day. So half of the day I'm gonna spend with my parents, and then Shannon she's gonna spend with her parents, and then we're gonna spend the day together afterward. Yes.
Gonna collect food from the side.
Yeah, no, we're gonna go actually, like I was telling you, we're gonna go. She must actually go waste the food on that side. I'm gonna waste this side, and then we come back, eat our food at home. You know?
Nice. Okay. Where's home?
From Potchefstroom. Yeah,
Okay.
from Potchefstroom, and actually Shannon, we both from that side, but Shannon originally she's from Durban, so but our parents they bought that side, so they in Ramsgate. Her parents, mine, they in Potchefstroom.
Okay.
Yes.
And you lived down there, all right?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. I've been like there, so. The thing is, it's like my mom, she's from Harding, and then my dad's from Potchefstroom. So I've been like actually both sides. So I've been in Potchefstroom for about, I think, about 15 years. Yeah,
Okay.
about 15 years. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
And how did you find growing up?
To be honest, it's peaceful. It's a small town. Like small towns are always like peaceful, and you always feel like, especially when you're younger, it's better. It's better when you're growing up. It's not too busy. So I like that. But now, obviously, the older you get, at this age especially, you wanna explore life,
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So when you moved to Durban, were you overwhelmed with like how busy the place was compared to being in a small town like Shipson?
Yeah, at first it was kind of like, because it was actually
People drive like bastards,
an unplanned move to come here. I was a personal trainer at the gym called Super Bodies for, when did I start? 2018. At the end of the year I started there, going to 2019. Yeah.
Okay. Was personal training something you always wanted to do? Did you have other aspirations?
To be honest, not personal training specifically. I've been a sporty person from primary to high school to tertiary level. I've been a sporty person. Like from primary, it's either I was a captain or vice captain. So I've been a sporty person. So I was always interested in the sport industry. And then I decided, like when I grew up and I started gym, and that's when I was like, you know what, maybe I can do this. I can give it a try because it's something that I love doing, Yeah, and then I gave it a shot.
Okay, let's get into this sport what sport did you play when you were in school?
Mainly I did soccer. Like 90% of the time, like from primary to actually tertiary level, I did soccer, but I did rugby a little bit. It wasn't in my school. I went to public school, so you didn't get to have an opportunity to play rugby. So, which is something that I think I would have done better.
Yeah.
Yes, I would have done better in rugby, but I did soccer. Like that's the sport I did, and I was good enough to be a vice captain, to be a captain, to play in a Vodacom league. So it's like I did my best,
Oh, nice, man. All right.
Yes.
Okay, so matric. You
Yes.
decided, okay, this is what I'm going to go into is the personal training thing.
No,
Or was it like
actually, after matric, I went, because when your parents, they're always gonna try to guide you.
you're be a lawyer, you're gonna be a doctor, you're gonna be an engineer.
Right? So for me, like, because when you come back with the report and stuff, so your parents they say, okay, you know what, according to how you're doing subject wise, I think you should do this. So I ended up doing a financial management. So
Okay.
I've got a qualification for that. And after that, when I was almost done doing that, I started actually doing the public relations. So I've got a qualification for that too. Then I was like, you know what, actually, I'm doing all these things, but my heart is not there,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, how about actually a friend of mine, actually, Justice, he actually was like, he's the one who introduced me to Jim and Brian.
When you decided, okay, bugger this, we're gonna take the leap and move this side.
Yes.
What was the reason behind it, and what motivated you to do it?
First of all, it's like, I think we've outgrown the place, because we were competing and we competed and we were working. So you look at Like for me, I'm like one of those people that always like to be just realistic about my goals, you know? So staying on the South Coast and wanting to pursue this personal training slash bodybuilding coach, how am I going to grow there? First of all, I was the only person who was competing that side,
Yeah.
the whole of the South Coast, you know? Secondly, like how are you going to meet other people? People, for example, like you, people that are good at have been there in the sport, you know? So that's why we decided. And obviously, some other issues, you know, it's like it's a small town.
Yeah.
You know, you start actually like clashing with people, this and that, you know. So that is why we decided, you know what? Because for me, before even we dated with Shannon, it's like that was my goal to say, you know what? I think moving to Durban, it's gonna be the first step for me because it's kind of like a bit bigger than the South Coast. So when we started dating, I think that's when actually even the motivation for me to move was like, you know what? I was more motivated. So we decided, people talk, people are always gonna have problems, or people like the town is small, so the growth, you know. Yeah.
And obviously, they don't want you to grow as a human being as well.
Yep, that's the thing. So everybody knows everybody, and your enemy is gonna be talking to these people and these and these. The next thing, it's like you are limited on clients because they already have this mentality in the back of their mind that, oh, this guy is not a good guy because that guy doesn't like, you know. So yeah.
Okay, so just for the audience, so what was going through your head when you decided, you know what, I'm gonna jump in the car, head straight for Durban, and we can build something? Like, did you have a plan in place? Did you know, like, okay, there's these gyms, and did you speak to these gyms before you decided to move that side and settle on First Fitness, or was it like we're gonna go there and give it everything we've got, and that's it?
Actually, the funny story is that we actually decided to move without even planning what we're gonna do here in
Okay.
Durban. We got here for like about a month. We didn't even know which gyms are we gonna go to.
Yeah.
So we got here. We said it's because we came back from World Champs a week later. Yeah, a week later we decided to just because we already packed before we went to World Champs. We already found a place here in Durban, and we bought like a bed. We bought like small stuff, you know, to make sure that when we come back, at least we have a place to stay and sleep. You know, so. Yeah, we just decided, you know what, we're gonna just do this, and we got here. It was just like one of those things. It was scary, to be
Yeah.
honest. It's scary to move to a place without a job.
Yeah.
You know, you just went to World Champs. I think we spent about like 40K or something just to go there. That was the money that we were supposed to use to move, obviously. But we decided to just like jump on it and come here. And yes, it was scary.
Yeah. No, the reason I'm asking is because you'll get a lot of people who'll be like, I have this plan, I want to do this, but we're afraid. You know what I mean? It's always like
Yeah.
being fear of the unknown. So um, I I think think you
Mm.
you talking about this now will definitely inspire people to actually sometimes in life you just gotta just jump
Yeah,
in deep
just
again.
do it. Because it's if you think about it, change is like the scariest thing ever. But you know what? If you just actually overcome that, change is good
Yes.
somewhere, somehow. If you think about it, because you never know if you don't actually do something, you never know.
Correct.
So yeah, my biggest fear actually in life is regret. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
that's one of my biggest fears. Yeah,
No, it's mine too. You know, they say success is uncomfortable. Yeah?
it's very uncomfortable.
Okay, so now Iron Empire coach,
Yes.
did you only start that with the side, or did you already start on that side?
It was actually like called in a different name. So it was called Elite Fitness back then. And then when we got here, so we decided, we sat down actually, we were like, you know what, maybe we should just like actually call it in a different name. That's going to be more like something that actually means something to the both of us. And then Shannon actually was like, you know what, because your name, it means, I mean, your surname means iron. Why can't you just actually call it an iron empire? We're like, I was like, actually, that's a good idea because, yes, that is actually a good idea because, to be honest, it's like people can look at it and be like, oh, yeah, an empire, everyone has this empire. But for us, it's like there is a meaning behind it, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, great. All right. So you already started competing on that side.
Yes.
What age did you start competing?
I was turning 25 when I started competing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And what inspired you to start competing?
Like I said earlier, like these two friends of mine, like Brian and Justice, so they introduced me into gym, you know. So, and Justice was already competing because we were in grade 11, same class, we were friends.
Yeah.
We used to eat lunch together, do things together. So he was doing it. So I was interested, you know. I was like, you know what? I want to do this. you know. And then he ended up like doing his own thing, and then I moved to Margate, and then I got a job that side. So I decided, you know what, I want to do this because it's something that I've been interested in for like a couple of years, you know.
Yeah. Had
Yes.
you watched the show before you decided to do
Yes,
this? Did
yes.
you?
I
Okay.
came to actually watch two shows before then. Yeah, and then the gym that I used to go to is called Genesis Gym.
Okay.
So they used to have like powerlifting shows, and then later on they will have a bodybuilding show. So
Yeah.
like I watched those, and I was like, actually, I can do this. You know, when you look at it, you're like, actually, I'm so interested in this shit. I think I
Yeah.
can do it. You know, so and I saw other guys that were like genetically like on a disadvantaged side than me. I was like, if those guys can do it,
Yeah.
maybe why not me? You know? Yeah.
100%. All right. So now, how long have you been off now? On your off season now?
So it's been the last time I competed 2022. So this is
2020.
going to the third year now.
Okay. And have you got any plans for 2025? Are you looking to compete?
To be honest, that's the goal. But then obviously I have to put the business first. And obviously, since like now we've got the pro in the Iron Empire family. So
Congrats to you guys for
yes,
that.
thank you. Thank you. So now we're planning to actually, while she's still on the mindset, the motivated part. So I think we're gonna start by making sure that we do a show, we find a show for her, and then for me, I'll see. But to be honest, I am planning to compete.
Okay, nice.
Most probably the same show, like the Marcel Malishi show. I'm definitely like 95% sure that I'm doing that show. You know?
Okay. So you're looking at
Yeah, no, definitely,
okay.
definitely.
What's the reason?
To be honest, for me as an athlete and as a coach, I look at the growth, like not federation wise, but
Yeah.
for myself.
Yeah.
You know, where do I see myself in the next 5 years? Like I've been competing under IFBB for like since from 2019.
Okay.
I've done KZNs twice, I've done SHMs twice, I've done World Champs twice, you know. So like now, what's the way forward from there? And I look at the shows that are like overseas and stuff. It costs a lot, you know. It's a lot of money, and at the end of the day, for me, in order for me, excuse me, to get to a level where I want to be, I think it's better for me to compete at NPC, you know?
Yeah.
Yes. And as a coach too. So I look at the growth of federations too. It's like like I have to put myself first. I have to put my business first,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
I can be, for example, say I'm loyal to these people, these, but at the end of the day, they don't pay my bills, you know. So
100%.
that's how life works.
Okay. You were now federation. Um, if a client comes and says to you like, I want to do Federation X, for example, how do you like? Would you encourage them to now move to the NPC, or would you let them do whatever show they wish to do first? What about federations penalizing people for trying other federations?
Say, but it's bullshit for me.
I
I
agreed.
call that bullshit because you know what? Those shows that people do, they'll never be there without these athletes. So it's your choice, your own decision as an athlete where you want to compete. So they should just appreciate when someone goes and they come back to them. You should appreciate that. Just be like, you know what? Thank you for coming back. I'm just gonna give you the placing that you deserve instead of thinking like you're supposed to penalize them because they don't owe you anything.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel for novices and amateurs, they should be allowed to dip their feet wherever they want, whether it's IBFF, NPC, IFBB, PCA. They should be allowed to go. Like obviously, I understand the rules are different once you get the pro card, you know, that kind of thing. But like,
Obviously, once you become a professional, so that's where you need to draw the line. Okay, this is what you're doing. Pursue that one. But as an amateur, you
yeah,
can compete wherever, whenever. People shouldn't be judging you. People shouldn't be personalizing you for doing that. Like that's
yeah,
not how it should be
yeah.
working.
I think there's a bit of like an unhealthy, what's the word I should say? I wouldn't say unhealthy relationship, but there's not very good sportsmanship among the federations. I honestly believe that, you know. I understand that it's a business at the end of the day and you're trying to punch your business, but I think by bashing another federation, I don't think is the right way to go about it.
And again, if you talk about, I think all the federations they should just actually make it clear that this is business. Don't hide behind the fact that you're saying, "Oh, it's like we're doing this. It's a community thing or this." And it's like It's business. You want to make money, just start it.
Yeah.
Put it that way. And if you're running a business, you're gonna make sure that you put yourself first in the business. Like I was saying, I'm not gonna be saying, you know what, I want to be loyal to these people. This it's a business.
Yeah.
Like what I've experienced this year with NPC, you know what? I'm not saying they're perfect, but what I've experienced is that, you know what? They don't give a damn more like about where you've been, what you're doing. They just judge like the way I saw it.
Yeah.
The judging was actually fair.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like I've been on other federations, like I'll see like you'll sit and watch, you be like, okay, that person is winning the show. And the next the other person wins the show, and you're like, how come? And when they get the feedback, it's like that's so pathetic. That's not the
100%.
right feedback to give someone to, like for example, someone they don't win the show, they're like, oh, you know what? Like for example, you were saying the other day you didn't do enough shows to in order for you to win. Like
Yeah,
what?
that's bullshit. Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, KB and myself have been fucked over before because of us doing NPC, and then we jumped into a show, and it was just like a thing of like, oh, the NPC athletes. Even though I can happily say that both of us looked the best that day, and I mean, like I call a spade as a spade a spade. So if I look like shit, I don't deserve the placing. 100% that day, and it's because now these guys do NPC, put them one side. And like, man, if you had seen that show, like the way KB was robbed, it was terrible. Like they gave it to like the skinniest dude you've ever seen in your life. It doesn't even look like it deserves to be in men's physique.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad, you know, because at the end of the day, you work so hard, you know, so hard to just get a second place.
Yeah.
Same thing with me. Like when I did like provincials, I was told that they thought I had a peg tank.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if I had that, am I supposed to lose a show because of that?
Yeah.
You know, so other people win shows with that shit.
100%.
So for me, I found that was like kind of like dodgy to say that I lost the show because of that.
Yeah.
You know, but again, for me, I'm one of those people that I think what motivates me the most in life is people thinking that actually I'm not gonna make it or I'm not good enough, or that's how I grew up. I grew up in an environment where it's like people they just like look down upon you.
Oh, so you thrive in the underdog mentality.
That's where
Yeah.
I drive the best. Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah. If you have to keep quiet, and then the client looks really, really well, like looks really good, and then he just doesn't get the placing, he doesn't understand, you know.
It's
It's a
gonna be
major
sad.
disappointment.
It's gonna be sad
Yeah.
because especially if that person they're competing for the first time, you know, it's like it's not a nice thing to just lose a show while you know exactly that you deserve to win.
No, 100%. Yeah.
So
Yeah. And with regards to shows in SA, do you honestly feel that they're fair?
to be honest, not all the shows. I feel like it depends on which shows and what federations because I've attended like other federation shows.
Yeah.
And I see them. Some of them you can see it depends on lineup sometimes, you know. Some lineups you just look at it like maybe it's because I'm not a qualified judge, I don't know what's happening, but I feel like it is a bit unfair, the judging, especially here in South Africa. I feel like it's unfair. If you are a popular person in that federation, you end up winning a show even if you don't deserve it.
You know, to fit the category. Yes.
Yeah. We've actually experienced incident like this year where we were watching like from KZNs to SHMs. We said that we watch and we saw people like winning, and you like, and I feel like it's actually not a good thing for athletes too. The fact that they think that they're good for that like division or like they think they're that good, but actually you're not winning because you're winning. It's because like certain people they like you, or certain people that are big in the federation they like you. They're trying to push you and keep you in the federation. You know, it's a bit unfair.
100%.
Yes.
That was my next question I was going to lead to was, do you feel that it also gives the athletes a false sense of accomplishment or reality?
Yeah, it does. If you look at it, it's like if you can just if you were following what's happening, like the people that they went to world champs now, you will see. You will see what I'm talking about. You will see like there are certain people that are competing on specific divisions and now they change.
Yeah.
Because now you look at them and I'm sure these people they look at them, they're being realistic now. They're like, you know what? You fit on this division because you're small for this one or you're too big for that one. Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons that's actually what's killing the sport in this country, you know?
Okay. How would you feel both as a coach and athlete if they had to do something where it was like, okay, if they had to call the athletes at the end of the show and be like, listen, okay, you've gotten place 1, 2, and 3 because you're the best today.
Yes.
However, you're still not good enough for the category. So therefore, we don't think you deserve to go to essays or deserve to go to Worlds. Or send us pictures 6 weeks out from the show, and then we'll decide whether you deserve the invite or not.
I think
What do you think?
I think that would be actually a good idea, because like when we actually like had a show at the NPC, like when we went on this past weekend, is that when they went on break, because they had a concern about actually athletes having like so much guy, like too many athletes they had gyno. So they called coaches. They said, you know what, we want to know. The judges were like, you know what, Spanish guy was actually saying that these athletes they've got gyno. So like 50% of the show, I'm saying that what's going on, like they wanted to know. So I think it's a good idea to just actually be honest to athletes, Don't tell me I'm good for that like lineup just because you want to make me happy, I feel like, you know what, honesty is the only thing that's gonna make the federations like thrive.
Yeah.
If you think about it. So that even like as an athlete, I want you to tell me the truth, which is what I always say with my coach. It's like, I want you to tell me if I'm not good enough, let me know.
Yeah.
So that I know I don't walk around with a big head thinking that I'm good, but I'm not actually exactly, Yeah.
Yeah, no, because you'll get that. So somebody will win a lineup here, and then they think they're like the shit, walk around the gym with this fucking big head, and they go overseas and they don't even make like third call out, and then all of a sudden you don't see or hear from them for like weeks after the Worlds, With regards to getting South Africans on the map, all right, do you not think that they would probably need more exposure overseas with regards to like instead of having them doing a show every 2 to 3 years, obviously that's due to funds. If there was a way they could get them overseas more often, do you not think that would actually increase their chances of where they place?
Definitely. I think as an athlete, in order for you to get the exposure, you just need to compete more, put yourself out there. I think it will be like a better idea to do it that way.
Yeah.
Obviously, like we spoke about like earlier, it's the fans that are a problem.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if you think about it, it's like you want to do a show. Like for example, I would like to do a show somewhere else, not in South Africa. If you think about it, it's like I kind of like maxed out on the IFBB show. So I would like to do something more. If I was still like with IFB, I would like to do something more, but I just thought about the money and then I got demotivated. So I think it would be better to do shows more overseas, but again, it comes down to the fans.
Yeah. Okay, but with regards to saying that you maxed out the shows here and you'd have to go to international shows, would you not feel that the NPC is the same?
Yes, once you turn pro, it's the same. But the thing is, you know what? If you look at everything, once you become a pro, every single show that you do, at least there's money. You just need to bring the level of conditioning or like the level of the package to be up there in order for you to make money,
Yeah.
Because again, it's like there's more money on this side than the other sides, if you think about it. That's how I see it for me on my side.
Yeah. I think that unfortunately it's with athletes only doing like a show every 2 to 3 years, the judges don't really remember who they are. Or
Exactly.
is it sometimes I also wonder if they see like immediately if they see the South African name, they just place them in the outside like towards the end because it's like, oh, we're not gonna see this guy for another 2 3 years anyways.
I think that's another thing because obviously they need to compare you from the previous. You need to be on their faces in order for them to know your physique and understand it. Okay, you know what? A few months ago, this is how you looked, and now you've improved. But if it's like a 3 year gap, it's kind of like don't even remember. Maybe it might be even different judges that they judge.
You think
so it's the first time to those people. It's not even like it's like you're going there for the first time to them. So I think it is better to just put yourself out there, compete, which is why I said to you, Shannon, it's like I want her to compete next year. I don't want to take a year off or whatever because, again, you take a year off, you want to grow, but after winning your pro card, your mindset, you're still there, you're motivated. Why can't you just do it?
Yeah.
And get a feedback and then come back to the homework after that,
Yeah.
Even with the homework, it's not like we're going to take about 2 years or whatever. It's like, if you think about it, next year she's going to compete at the end of the year, closer there. It's the whole year we're off.
Yeah.
We often come back, we're on. So it's a year that we took, but in a smart way, you know?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think if there was a way we could promote or get the guys to come this side and actually see more of the talent this side, do you think it could increase our chances?
Definitely. Definitely. Which is something I kind of like heard. I don't know if it's true. Obviously, you hear from people like at the NPC show that they're saying that they are planning to have a pro show here in South Africa in the next 2 years, you know, which is, I think, the way the sport is growing. I think we kind of like deserve that, but we just need to prove ourselves more, obviously.
Yeah.
You know?
I think if there was a way, they could even get like more athletes to come and do like so, like, you know, like the amateurs from like other places of the world to come and do the shows here. I don't know if it's a thing of like we don't have enough shows or what it is, but it's just like if you look at it, how many people from overseas actually come and do our shows?
Yeah, no, true.
Yeah.
Like this year, actually, I saw a couple of them, you know, so which is, I think that's why I'm saying it's promising because like it was my first time attending NPC. Obviously, I don't know how, like in the past few years how it's been, but this year the amount of athletes that were there, it's like even them they were saying it's the first time to have so many people that they were there. Like people that they entered, it was like 1,500 people that registered to compete, you know.
Yeah.
So which is like a lot, you know. And some pros, actually a bikini lady, it was a lady from Russia that she came by herself. She couldn't even speak English, you know. So like from like
That's
someone
cool.
from Russia. Yeah, I know. So it's like it's kind of like cool that, you know what, someone, they came all the way from there to get their program in South Africa, you know?
Yeah.
So which means our sport is growing,
Yeah.
at least, you know?
Yeah. Okay. And with you being a coach, how do you deal with clients that basically challenge everything that you say or they give excuses with regards to why they can and cannot do things? This is after they've asked you, oh, I want you to be my coach.
To be honest, for me, I like the challenge,
Yeah.
but it must come with respect.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't come and ask me something and then start questioning me as if it's like you don't trust me.
Yeah.
If you're questioning me out of actually like wanting to understand, I'm fine with that. But don't come and question me. Like I had a guy who I was coaching. This guy, behind my back, he went, he spoke to another coach, and then he comes, he questions me, not because he didn't trust what I was telling, just because he asked another coach, and then now he thinks my information is not as valid as the other coaches.
Yeah.
See, that I don't deal with that.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm one of those people, like I said to you, I'm just simply straightforward. I tune the guy, I can't work with you if you're like this. We can't work because which means you don't trust me. How are we going to actually have good results if you don't trust me?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Actually, I think that's a very disrespectful thing from like athletes to do that, or even just clients like doing the whole thing of like, okay, I'm signing up with this guy, but now Mr. Joe Schmo over there in the gym looks a different way, and then I ask who he's working with, and he's working with that person. So like, oh, what is he doing? You know, that kind of thing. You know,
and people like that, actually, if you think about it, like because I find people like that, like people that have been coached other coaches, they come to me with the same mentality of coming just because they think my athletes like are doing better, you know, or are doing good. They're like, hey, my coach is like telling me to do this and this. So what do you think?
Yeah.
People like that, look at them. Do they deliver? Never. Do they look good? Never. They look average because you're mixing a lot of shit, and then you don't even know what works for you.
Yeah.
So like, no.
Yeah, I think it's the whole thing of like looking for the quick fix because you haven't even given this coach just like program like a chance, you know, and you're already like questioning it and asking why that person looks that way.
To be honest, it's like for me, people like that, clients like that, I don't get bothered.
Yeah.
Because I can understand the type of a person that you are, and I can't help you if you like that.
Yeah.
Because for me, like if I have a coach and they tell me to do something, I'm one of those people that do it to the T, so that if something goes wrong, I know it's your information as a coach.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, if you start doing your own thing on the side, this and this and this, and then the results are not what you wanted. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, what are you going to tell yourself? What do you need to fix? First of all, you need to fix that you are not honest.
Yeah. But you know, you can get people that are so dishonest that they'll be dishonest with themselves and be like, no, I gave his program a go.
Yeah, no, people like that, you can see. Like, you are a coach, you can see people when they bullshit. You can see it right through their eyes. Like I was saying earlier, like, I had a guy who had a problem. As he misdenied it, but later on, he told me, this is what happened.
Yeah.
Because we can see, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, we can see.
Yeah. Do you coach female clients as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Like I have Shannon, that's like a wellness athlete. I've coached bikinis. I've got actually an athlete who wants to do, I think she wants to do figure. Yeah. I've never coached someone who does that, like that
It's my
division.
favorite. Love it.
You know, so I've never done, it's actually one of the divisions I like.
Yeah.
But I've never coached someone. So it's going to be interesting for me to go to actually, to this coming year to coach someone like that, you know, because we're going to start like next month.
Yeah.
We're starting and she wants to do a show like after July there and stuff. To be honest, for me, like as a coach, I think I can coach any division as long as I know the criteria.
Yeah.
And because this is, I think, how it works as a coach. You look at the criteria and then you coach the athletes according to that. You train them, you plan according to what the criteria is all about, you know?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
because we went with NPC too. We went from IFBB, like with the wellness, to NPC, and then we just asked. We read about the whole thing, the criteria, read about it, and asked about it. What are they looking for? From there, we just actually took a chance. We went because we actually believe that this is what they're looking for, and we're gonna try our best to look as close as possible to what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And I think we actually nailed it because we came back as the best people on the show on that day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in your opinion, as a coach, what's your take on like the amount of drug abuse that goes on among females in the sport?
To be honest, it's like it is something that I think it's getting like normal to people to do, you know. And sometimes you'll have a client who's gonna come to you and say, "Hey, you know what? I'm willing to do whatever it takes," and this and this. You tell them, you advise them, and the next thing is like, that guy told me to do use this and this. I started this, and it's like, you know, okay,
Yeah.
you know. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna say? Because you can see that you know what they're so convinced that this is what they want. So it's something that's happening. And to be honest, I'm not a person that believes in the drugs a lot,
Yeah.
you know? And I think as a coach, to be honest, obviously, if you, I always tell people, okay, you know what are your goals when it comes to this? And then I'll advise them according to the knowledge that I have,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to drugs. And I take it from there, but otherwise I can see the way things are going. It's like, it just, like we were talking now about the divisions.
Yeah.
What used to be like figure or physique back then, it's like, I'm in bodybuilding
Yeah.
back then for women. It's like now something else, you know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like you look at them, you're like, some of the women that are like doing bodybuilding, they look better than me. They can crank the shit out of me on stage,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of like something that's becoming normal, which is somehow I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
Please.
Do you think it would be okay, whether it's from the federations or other people in the sport, do you think it would be nice to actually have seminars where people can actually talk about these things?
Yeah, definitely. Because at the end of the day, you know what? It's a sport. We want to live after this. You know, you want to have a life after the whole thing of bodybuilding. Because I feel like when you compete, you're just in a zone where it's like you don't think about the future that much. You just want to compete this and this. A lot of people do that. And I've seen it. Even myself, you know what? When I started this, I never thought of like thinking and saying, because you know what, I had no one to actually advise me about these things. So I think it's a good idea to have seminars and teach people about these
Yeah.
things, because
Yeah.
we go into this, you don't think about the bigger picture. You just want to compete and look good.
Yeah.
The more you look good, the better you feel about yourself. But you forget that, you know what, your body, it's like you have one life,
Mm.
one heart, maybe two kidneys that they're not gonna last that much, that long. So you just need to take care of your health.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that a lot of bodybuilders they forget about. The one thing that there's life after this. So you can enjoy this, but do it the right way, do it the proper way in order for you to have life after this too. You
Yeah.
know? Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now let's get into it. The show.
Yes.
getting the pro card
Yeah.
for Shannon. All right. Talk us through it. How did you come up with the game plan as a coach? Like, did you guys like sit down and be like, okay, this is what we're aiming for, and this is how we're going to train, or no, this is like the type of like diet we're going to follow. Just talk, just for the audience out there, like just talk like the whole strategy out. Yeah.
So, like I said earlier, for me as a coach, I like every category has like criteria. This is what they want. So, before we even like decided that this is the show we're gonna do, that is why even Candice and them we ended up having like a seminar at our gym because I wanted to find out more about what's cutting on the whole like NPC because like we were new. So we actually found out this is what this is what they're looking for, and then from there we sat down. We're like, you know what, one, it's completely like a 360 like change, you know. So we have to train a certain way, we have to look a certain way, we have to cut off some things like you can't train back, you can't train your shoulders or your arms, you can't be too big. So we sat down and planned everything from like the training to the eating to the resting periods. Because if you think about it, if you like train your whole body, so rest days maybe you'll have about two or three, you know. But now it was like she's only training legs and abs, cardio. That's all. So you know what we do is we used to just do 2 days in with rest, 2 days in with rest. So that's how we plan the whole thing. So we just try to make sure that we follow the criteria. And obviously, when it comes to dieting and all that, you plan when like according to, for me, I plan according to the physique. This is how you're looking, this is how we're gonna eat, this is how we're gonna train.
Yeah.
You know?
And then with how did you guys come up with the training program? Like, what made you decide to do 2 in 1 out as opposed to 1 on 1 off, or you know, um like just to give the audience out there like a basic idea and like how you structured this program and what was the reason behind structuring it?
Because one, when you start the prep, it's like the food is still hard.
Yeah.
You know, like as high as possible the calories, because on there you can push 2 days, you know, of training. That's one thing. And then again, we looked at the amount of time that we have.
Yeah.
You know, there were days where it's like, should we train one day? And then the next day she's like, I'm not feeling like I'm going to train. I'll tell you, you know what, rest is even more important than training. So for me, because you know what, that's when we grow the most. That's when we recover the most. So I said, you know what, this is how we're going to train. This is the plan. But again, we're going to make sure that we listen to your body. If you don't feel like training, or you don't know that you don't feel like, but if you're feeling exhausted, because even the hours that we work too, so they're hectic. So we planned it according to how is she feeling, and at the same time, how is she looking at that moment, you know?
Yeah. Okay. And then was there like a type of diet did you use? Like, were you doing like high calories for the training days and then just low calories for the thing, or did you do like a one high, one medium, and one low, or how did you guys like structure the diet for it?
Okay, when it comes to that, to be honest, for me, I change like diets according to how people look at the same time. Right? I mean, at that time. So at the beginning, we just tried to cut down small things, you know, because before we started even the prep, we had like about 4 months of like actually the off season where it's like we were trying to push to drop the body fat, and I gave her goals. This is how we're doing. So from there, we were taking things according to how she looks. So when it comes to food, to be honest, we were just like cutting off small things there and there, because throughout the year, like we tried to keep things like as clean as possible.
Yeah.
Then obviously when we were like about 8 weeks to like 6 weeks there, that's when we start making like a little bit of like bigger adjustments when it comes to food. Yes, when it comes to the high calorie, low calorie thing, it's like for me, it's something that I like to do like closer to the like show, where it's like if you are flat, I would do this, or if you feel like, you know what, you're too full, we should do this. Like, yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about, but could you explain for the audience what do you mean by when you say flat or they're full?
Okay, so obviously you have a goal on that part. So let's say one, I look at a couple of things. Where is your body fat? Because another thing, it's like we measure body fat like weekly, or sometimes you do 2 weeks in. So it happens sometimes it's like you have a water retention. It's like on that part, obviously we're gonna like cut down the calories. For example, we would be like doing something so like on low carb day. just because on that part, maybe your body is not responding according to what we're looking for at that time. And when you flat, sometimes it happens that, you know what, you unlock up and then it happens that your body just like is not responding accordingly. So then we adjust things according to
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
But if you're looking at somebody, how do you tell if they're flat? If you just look at them, so they come for the check-in with you.
For me, it's like there's different types of being flat. There are people that they can look flat because you know what, they lean. You know, when you like lean, that flat, a good flat.
Yeah.
There is a flat where it's like, yo, that's not a good flat, you know? That's a flat from maybe just like actually messing around with your diet or skipping meals, or it depends, you know. So yeah.
Okay. And the too full?
Again, with that too, it depends like on that. Again, it might happen that you've been messing around with like eating things that you're not supposed to be eating throughout the things. So we have to make adjustments according to that too.
Okay. No, but I mean, how would you be able to tell? Because like I remember this is the audience is listening to you and they're like, what does he mean by too flat, or what does he mean by too full?
Okay, sometimes like I was saying, you know what, you might be lean, like for example, like flat, but the right way.
Yeah.
You see, looking at that, okay, you're good. And then again, when it comes to like being full, like for example, when it comes to peak week, on peak week, you can be like just full. And then I'll be like, you know what, when it comes to carbs, you're doing good because that's a right food.
Yeah.
But there's the fullness where it's like, you can see like, it's from maybe water retention from eating crappy food, or sometimes you're just actually not eating enough, or you have a problem with just skipping meals. You can look like that too on that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Would you say that, like, so you said that your strategy was slowly taking things away and like restricting the options and whatnot.
Yes.
Would you say for somebody going, okay, I'm starting my prep now. Now I'm just going to do a quick 180 flip and now change my whole diet altogether. Would you say that that's a recipe for disaster for prep?
Yeah, obviously, because why do you have to change things 180 degrees just because you're starting a prep, which means you are not prepared to start a prep.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Guys, you get these people that'll be like, okay, no, I'm going to start prepping for sure. 12 weeks out now, ready. All the carbs are gone. Everything's gone.
Yeah,
Now it's just
because you were not prepared.
Yeah.
You know, you were not prepared. Because if you think about it, people like that, they will come and say, you know what, I did a prep and I lost about 20 kgs. Like, what type of prep was that?
Yeah.
So which means, what was that 20 kgs? What were you doing in order for you to lose that 20 kgs? What was it?
Yeah.
You know?
And then going into the show, how much cardio did you have Shannon on?
Yeah, we started at 40 minutes actually. 40 minutes for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, because again, cardio is not gonna do miracles. It needs you need to make sure that your nutrition is like on point.
Yeah.
You can still lose weight and look leaner without actually doing too much cardio. You know, so we started at 40, like 30 actually, 30 minutes for about the first 6 weeks, and then first actually 6 to 8 weeks we were doing that, and then we started increasing it so that, you know what, by the time we drop food and do things like what you call this, like the carb cycle and stuff, we know exactly, you know what, it's like you've worked hard, you've actually reached the point where it's like you don't have to work as hard, you know?
Yeah. Was this cardio like 30 minutes or 40 minutes per day?
Yeah.
Or just okay.
Per
all
day.
right. Okay. No, this is just for obviously people out there. They're like, oh, I really want to look like Shannon. You know, how do I go about it? Kind of, you know? Yeah. And then, right now for you, now it's peak week because you had, was it 2 other clients for competing? Four. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, right. How did you get to my couch and not be gray yet? Handling 4 clients in peak week.
To be honest, like that weekend, that whole week, actually going to that weekend, I lost about 5.5 kgs. So that I'm sure that can tell you, like, you know what, maybe inside I've got like a hair still coming, you know. So yeah.
Okay, so talk us through, like, how did you manage these 4 clients?
So the thing is, you know what I like, especially about like all my clients or all my athletes, is that we've got the friendship before even like talk about the athletes part, you know. And I'm always honest with them. So one, obviously you're gonna find people that are like for example, Lemon came like the following day, you know, like on weigh-in day, you know. It did stress me like a lot because I knew that is gonna cause some like issues when it comes to making weight and this, you know. But otherwise, you know, it's like I sat down. There was the 3 of them the night before. I told them that, you know what, I would like them to be patient with me. I would like them to work with me because at the end of the day, there's a lot of them and they all doing different divisions. So I have to check in with them the same way. I have to give them my attention 100% because they're all my athletes, you know. So I can't be biased and say, oh, now Shannon, she's my partner, I'm going to give her more attention, or like this, or TK is my friend. This, no.
Yeah.
I just actually, every time I was doing check-ins, I was doing check-ins with them at the same time and checking them at the same time and making adjustments with them right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we all stayed at the same base, which is something that I additionally like to do is if I'm going to be there with athletes, is that I like them to just stay where I'm at so that I know what's going on, you know, what they're doing and how are they responding to food. Because like I think we got there on a Thursday, we posed on Thursday, even on Friday, before we went for weigh-in the morning of of that Friday of the weigh-in. We did some posing, I did some check-ins, we came back, I did the same thing. So it's like every time I was doing that, it's not like I was doing like a specific athlete or this. All of them, we sit down, we talk, because again, it is stressful. You know, as a coach, it's stressful. And to be honest, you just need to just let them know. Let them know, you know what? I told them, I said, you know what? I'm stressed. It's my first time here. It's your first time here. So we just need to work together. And you need to trust me. And I'm going to trust you in whatever input you have. We're just going to talk about whatever it is. Come to conclusion. Even like weeks prior to peak week, that's what we were talking about. You let me know. This is how we're working. And then I was as honest as possible with them.
Okay. All right. And how was your nerve Sunday night?
Yeah, it was on another level. I got sick. You see, on Sunday morning, I woke up actually, I had flu. I was sick. I sat on the couch. I told him, I said, you know what? I just feel like I'm crashing. Like,
fuck you guys, you're on your own.
You know, I feel like, you know what? I just want to sleep. You guys can go do your own shit. You know? So yeah, no, it was, especially when it came to actually the pro qualifier. It was hectic. Every single lineup, it was hectic. And when it came to her, my stress levels were so high. But after she won the first overalls, that's when I was like, you know what? I believe that she's gonna take the pro card. I wasn't as nervous, but you're still gonna have those nerves, obviously, because you're not the judge. If the judges they can give you overalls here, and then later on somebody else comes in and they improve, then they can flip it, you know. So yeah, but it was just like hell of a night.
But was that point in time where it was just Shannon and Dominique? What was going through your head at that point in time?
To be honest,
were you because you were there, so you saw everything in person, you know? Like,
to be honest, for me, I'm one of those people like I actually look at athletes backstage. Backstage, I look at how you handle yourself and how you do things. To be honest, she was intimidating me. Dominic was intimidating me as a coach on the side. Yeah, she was. Because you know what? First of all, she handles herself like very well. She's a very nice person. One, and two, you know, when someone they are competition and they're so friendly, that's what actually makes you even more nervous. That is another thing that I always say to Shannon. You know what? If you are someone's competition, greet them, be nice to them, talk to them, because at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do to change to be better than them if you're not better than them. You know? Or if you're better than them, they can't change anything too on your side. So it's a sport. You just need to be actually a good person. That's all, you know? Yeah. So, but yeah, she was intimidating, to be honest. Like I said, even to me as a coach, I was like, damn, that's the competition. I didn't even look at any other person. I even told them like weeks before, I said, you know what? The other thing is that she's got a homework to do. One, you don't. You just actually testing the waters. Two, she's not posting anything. You know? That's a mystery because we don't know how she looks like. And we looked at her previously, how she looked. She looked dangerous. So you're looking at someone like that, and it's your first time. It's just like one of those things where it's like, she's our nightmare. And apparently even her, when she said, she spoke to Shannon, she's like, you were my competition, my motivation. You know, it's like, that's what I like about the sport. Yeah.
And then after Shannon won the pro card, how long did it take to, like, the reality of it set in with you as the coach?
To be honest, at fact, like, I expected it to happen, but when it happened, I was just like, actually, like, it took me like a while. Because you know what, you jump and you celebrate, like you saw in the live video, I was celebrating and jumping, but again, I look at it, I'm like, you know what, like now, which means I am capable to be actually this coach that I want to be,
Yeah.
First of all. And secondly, I'm like, damn, now I am actually a pro coach. So that's another thing, Like for me, I'm like sometimes I'm an overthinker. So like I think about those things, and instead of just actually celebrating with her, I started actually overthinking. I don't know, maybe I don't know if she felt that, but to be honest, for me, I actually as soon as we got out, we went home.
Yeah.
In my mind, those things started playing in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you stress eat?
No,
No.
luckily I'm
Okay.
not like luckily. Otherwise, I would have gained back that 5 kgs within 2 days like when I came back.
All right. Are you okay with sharing with the audience your trip back to Durban?
Yeah, no, I am. To be honest, the whole thing was so nice up until we got to the place.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. I felt bad for actually like every like I get Shannon and them because like we got to the place. There was no water.
Yeah.
First of all, they have the 10, they have the mayor, especially her and then Alicia. At least Alicia had to go to do her marking. So she went to a hotel and then she had a nice shower there.
Yeah.
For her, one, no water. Two, the food was so cold. She ate half of her food.
Yeah.
Even myself, like the food was so cold because it was late. And then we wake up the following day, say, you know what? Just an hour and a half to just get home, we shower. We get to the airport, my boot, we had to wait 4 hours.
Yes.
4 hours with a sticky 10 for her. Actually, she had to get a sticky 10 right there. And for me, I haven't eaten. At least that morning, she woke up, she had some food there. She like had the cake because it was Alicia's birthday on short day.
Yeah.
So she had the cake. For me, I'm not a sweet person. I don't like sweet stuff. So on the day, when we came back on that Monday, we slept on the floor at the airport. There was about 5,000 people. We slept on the floor. I slept on my bag. She was like, she was sleeping too, but at the same time, we're waking up and being on the phone because obviously she was still excited.
Yeah.
That's, I think, another thing that actually helped her to go through those hours because scrolling, responding to messages, but it was just like actually, that was the worst part of the whole week.
Yeah.
That part you just had to wait for 4 hours.
And were you guys getting the eyes from people?
A lot of that.
Yeah.
Because now we're carrying this like broker thinking around and you're sitting at the airport. And there was actually a kid who walked past like, IFBB Pro. You're like, yeah, it's a nice thing. Maybe whatever it says, it's a compliment, but I'm hungry now. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, people were looking. And especially like, even with the way she looked, she had the 10 on.
Yeah.
She was just looking like orange. People looking at the like, what the heck, you look dirty.
Yeah.
Like, we could see people the way they looking.
No bums allowed on the plane.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And then I have to ask, how long did the big bag last? Big bag of sweets. How long did it last?
Actually, we still have a little bit at home.
Really?
Yeah, we still have a little bit because
Okay.
it would have like lasted maybe a couple of days. So I had to control that.
Yeah.
I had to be just in charge, because even like now at home, we still have some. So she has them like on specific times because again, I told her, you are a pro now. You have to be to be acting or represent yourself a certain way. You can't just be like out of prep and the next thing 3 weeks later, you can't even actually do a photo shoot or you can't do that. No, you have to handle yourself a certain way.
No, and you guys have done a good job with that. Like she's looking really, really great. Like post show. Yeah.
Thank you. No, she has to, because if you think about it, it's like if you're planning to do if she's planning to do a pro show, it's like the prep starts now again.
Yeah. Yeah.
It starts now to go all the way to there. It starts now. So if you want to just relax now, one. And another thing that I like is that the feedback that we got, it's like we have a lot to do, but not a lot.
Yeah.
It's just like minor things that we need to fix, which is actually, I'm proud of myself and I'm proud of her. The fact that, the feedback that we got for people that were competing for the first time, it was actually good.
Yeah.
It was good. I think it's about like 2-3 things that they need us to fix. That's other than that, that's like, it was amazing. A presentation, we were happy, a look, a balance, the physique balance, it was actually amazing. They just want us to bring more like quality mass and more like density, more definition from the rear. That's all.
Yeah, but it'll take time though. But it'll come.
It will come, and we're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it because She is a hard worker and she trusts me. That's another thing that, you know what, a lot of people out there, they don't realize that, you know what, you just need to trust your coach.
Yeah.
Give your coach a chance to work with them. Whether they not a great coach or they're a great coach, it's not gonna work if you don't give them a chance.
Yeah.
You know, she trusts everything I tell her. She trusts them.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that I'm actually so grateful for, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Last question about coaching. All right. How do you feel about people who coach hop? Now, I'm not talking about something that's, okay, I've given this coach 2 years and it didn't work, and I've given this coach 2 years and
Yeah.
this one 3 years. Just talking about like in 1 year, somebody's already had like 5 coaches.
First of all, I've got a name for those people. They're
Douchey.
bullshitters, they're douchebags, to be honest. Because if you think about it, it's like, what's gonna work for you if you just actually like don't give your coach like time? Because for me, it's like even the way I work with people, I don't take people. If you're coming to me, you're saying, I'm gonna compete in the next 4 months. Like it depends on how you look. I normally I don't take people like that because that's not enough time for me to work with you.
100%.
So if you're gonna stay with a coach for 6 months and think that, you know what, miracles are supposed to happen, then which means you're never gonna go anywhere. You know, so those people I call them bullshitters, and they're the same people that are you're scamming yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Have you seen the list for the Arnold lineup?
Yes, actually, I know people that are doing, but is the list out yet?
No, I mean for the Arnold, the Columbus Arnold, the pro show.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one that's coming in Feb or what? Yeah.
March, isn't it? Yeah.
I think it's March.
Yeah. Do you quick top five? Top 5.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got Samson Dowder, I've got Derek, I've got Sean Clare.
Is this your order now? From first
No, I'm
to
just
fifth?
calling all the 5 of them. But if you want me to call it in order,
give it to me in order. Let's try it. Let's go for it.
Samson Dowder is gonna win.
Okay.
For me.
Yeah.
Derek in second.
Yeah.
And who else is doing it? Okay, Andrew Jack is there. Maybe third.
Yeah.
What's this guy from Brazil? Rafael. Rafael is
he
doing it.
I don't know if he's doing it.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But so it's Samson, Derek, Andrew. Another person that can surprise a lot of people, but I'm gonna have Sean Clare there.
Yeah.
It's Akeem Williams. Akeem Williams is just that he's not a consistent person.
Yeah.
But when he delivers. Even though he's got shitty genetics, to be honest. So I see him there. So Samson, Derek, Andrew. Who else is in there again?
There's James. There's
James Robinson.
Yeah, there's
it's gonna be out of the top 5. Sean Clare is gonna be number 5 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And then James, I can put James on number 6.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I've got Samson winning, Derek second, Andrew Jack third.
It's a 4th person too. I'm not sure too. Can be there, for me.
I'm probably thinking Bonak 4th, then James, and then Sean. The reason I only got Sean that low is just because of size. Because
the thing is, you know what? Yes, he's small, but he surprised me. Look at the previous show.
Yeah,
he doesn't have the size, but you know what? He delivers, that guy.
Yeah, but it's just his structure and frame compared to Bumstead and Fitzwater.
Yeah,
I think that's the only thing. But other than that, he definitely. I mean, he has one open show.
Exactly, and to be honest, you look at the muscles pound to pound. Sean Clare is like one of those top guys.
Yeah.
If you look at that way, and condition is always like on point.
Yeah, that's nothing. Yeah.
So you just need to bring those legs a little bit bigger, which is what's better than the Olympia. The Olympia, they missed it. So they missed it. And on this show, he delivered. So I believe this time around he's even gonna be better. So that's why for me he's gonna be fit.
Okay.
I believe he's gonna place better than James, because James, he's never 100%.
Well, he hasn't been for a while. But
exactly, I was gonna say there are times where he delivered, but for a while he hasn't delivered.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time he was coaching himself for a while as well. That's the other thing, But
that's another thing, like we were talking about helping coaches or not trusting coaches. James is like the same guy for me, who's like, he knows his shit. Yes, I understand, but don't go to someone and ask them their opinion or to help you, and the next thing you're doing your own thing. So it's like, just decide, do one thing. So yeah, because he was working with Milos, but he wasn't working with Milos. So who are you working with? You
Yeah.
know, so yeah. So that is why for me I see him out of the top five.
Yeah.
And yeah, William Bonac, I think we are fourth.
I think I've got him fourth here. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, that's it. Just some quick rapid fire questions and then we're done.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Beef or chicken?
Beef.
Okay.
Always.
Soccer or rugby?
To be honest, rugby at the moment, maybe before soccer, but now rugby.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite song of all time?
Let me think. It's Michael Bolton.
Which one?
Talk About Love. That's that song's name.
Damn, Ray, you had me hyped up there as well. About to start singing just now.
What is the
Is
song? No, you mustn't say. Or otherwise, there's a guy. His name is Billy Ocean.
Yeah.
Yes, I like the song called "Drift Away." So that's one of the songs. Like I'm an old school person when it
Yeah,
comes to
yeah.
music, and actually, I like kind of like different types of music. So
Yeah.
it depends on the mood, but otherwise, I prefer the 80s and the 70s music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite actor of all time?
80s of all time. I would say, to be honest, maybe Arnold.
All right.
He was a shitty actor somewhere, but you know what? I like the fact that, you know what, he was just dedicated and he made it.
What's your favorite movie from him?
All Terminated.
Okay, all right. I think it's Conan for me because I think that's where you like really see how shit he's acting is. Like
Exactly.
it's so cool to check out Jack is. Yeah,
But you know what?
yeah,
Look at how many people know about those.
yeah.
I think like 90% of the people they know about the Terminators, you know?
By the way, have you noticed that most of the action hero actors today don't look anything like the 90s guys? Like if you look at your Jean-Claude Van Damme, Arnold
Yes.
Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, look how they were built.
Exactly.
You know?
Like nowadays, it's just like, I don't know. It's a social media thing. It's like it looks like if you're popular or like I don't know. I don't know how it works, but back then it was just like you had to look good in order for you to be that guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you look like an action hero. You know what I mean? Like your body looks like you can handle that shit. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Favorite cheat meal of all time?
To be honest, I would say pizza because that's the one thing that I think I enjoy. That's like not on like that's not like on the healthy food for me that I eat, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite drink?
Which drink? Talking about just any drink?
Any drink.
Alcohol drink.
Any drink.
Any drink.
You can throw that in there if you want to.
To be honest, alcohol-wise, I'm a person that do like whiskey because that's another thing that my dad used to do. My dad used to collect whiskey. So when I actually had my first drink, because I was like, you know what, I want to do what my dad used to do. Yeah. But when it's come to just any, like, the fizzy drinks and stuff, I would say I'm just that person that goes for Coke Zero. Like, simple as that. Yeah.
What's your favorite whiskey?
Whiskey.
Yeah.
Johnny Walker.
Which one?
I normally go according to my pocket, but I don't do that. The red is out. I do black, but I like the green. Green is like
green. Okay. For me, it's the double black. I like how smooth it is. Yeah.
Yes, double black. That's the one I normally go for.
Yeah.
But the green or gold. But green, it's better even than the gold for me.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, TD, thank you for coming on the podcast. Appreciate having you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hopefully we'll have you on soon.
Definitely. Anytime.
Sweet, brother. Thank you.
Thank you so much.